Oh, no, you're
I saw 3 cars.
Try that one more time. So here we go. 3-act task. People have observed all sorts of things about saying these are parking spaces, talking about the symmetry on both sides, that there are some trees we could count, that there's one car parked here. Did you say there was another car? Oh, up here. Yeah, interesting. Let's go down and see what our question is. How many parking spots are there? So now we're going to do our estimating. Too high, too low, just right. And I'm going to pause it so you can look at it really closely. I want you to take a minute and I want you to make some estimates. So I would like you to make an estimate that is too high, but not way, way, way too high, like not crazy 10 million, right? I want you to make a brave guess that would be close, an educated guess. Take a minute to see what you need to do. And then one that's too low, and then we'll talk about what our estimates are. So right now we're doing an estimate that's too high and an estimate that's too low. So if we count every single one. Yes.
Are we doing just the parking spots that were over there, or are we taking all those parking spots and trying to do the whole entire parking lot?
So this is the question that Adrian's asking is, are we just doing these parking spots or all the parking spots? We're going to do all of them.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Everybody take a minute to really think on this.
Oh, Miss Laws, do we also have to return this, by the way?
Can you ask me in a minute? Because I can't see too much right now because I'm thinking about the math. So be working on your math. What's a guess that's too high, a guess that's too low? And then you can make a guess that you think is just right, or you can wait until we talk about our too highs and our too lows. So we're doing some estimating right now. It's not just a wild guess. We're trying to be reasonable. Nobody mentioned this part that has the lines in it, but I'm guessing that's a no parking space.
I also see a third car.
Oh yeah. Well, oh, over here. Is it over here? No.
It is. It's like, you know, the middle of the, like those trees connected to the museum.
Yeah.
One bush left at the top, and it's behind a bush.
Okay. All right. All right. So right now I've got my too high. I need to think about my too low. Okay. My just right guess, I'm going to wait until we talk about it to make that. How are we doing, folks? We're getting close to being able to share our guesses. I see lots of hands raised, so make sure your hand is up if you're ready to share a guess. Make sure your hand is down if you don't want to share a guess. I'm gonna, well, I like to have this picture on here, but I also want to see everybody, which I can't do very well. Oh, there we go. That's better. All right. I'm just gonna call on some people because I see so many hands raised right now. Let's see, people who haven't had a chance yet. Gagan, what's your, are you gonna give me your too high or your too low guess?
I'm going to give the too low guess.
Okay, what's your too low guess?
24.
24, and what did you base that on?
I based that on, like, I counted like that corner parking spot that actually has the lines, and like put that for each row and then estimated it.
Okay. Who has another too low guess that they think is maybe a braver guess? Okay, then go for it. Go ahead.
Mine is 160 because the thing with the line, that's 11. And then I added up 11 for each little thing. And then for the smaller ones, I also added 11, but then I took away about like 20. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying much higher. You said, what was your guess again? 100 and something, 160?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody with another guess, even higher? Raina?
I had a question.
What is it?
So, those lines with the like by that big bush in the middle, are those parking lots or are those
Those
just
were the ones I talked about where I think when they have the lines through them, that means that they're not parking spaces. But there's just a few of them there. Might be like a handicap area. Alaya, you have another guess? Oh, go ahead, Raina. Do you have a guess, Raina? A too high or a too low?
my too high guess is 153.
Ooh, now that's interesting. So Raina has a too high guess that's lower than Haven's too low guess. So that's very interesting. Now we have some controversy. Is there anybody who'd like to defend one or the other of those guesses? Who thinks 150 is a safe too high guess? That's a really brave one.
Yeah, I think 150 is like about it. My highest one is 150 because like it can't be like more than 150. There's a lot of parking spaces, but if you calculate it by angles, that will not really be like possible to make that money.
Talk more about the angles. What angles are you seeing? Shape
The
is this
big
parking lot?
okay, the big one is they're all at 90 degrees. They're like half semicircles, and then they're they're all the same thing, but like it grows smaller every time you go
So
inside.
you're saying the 11 here won't be 11 here, won't be 11 here. What
Yeah.
about this? What about this line?
Yeah, so over on these smaller two, they have to do times two because there's two sides a car can park.
So you're
But
saying cars parked here and here, but here
Yeah.
there's only one set of cars. Interesting. All right.
yeah, and
Let's do yeah. Go ahead.
Can I defend Haben on this one?
Sure.
I would agree with Haben because one, yeah, they are different sizes, but you can make it so 11 will fit in every single one of them.
Interesting. Here's what I want to do right now. Turn on your screen and I want you to look at your too low guess right now. And I would like you to raise your hand so everybody's screen's on. Jaden, Gracie, Gerard, Subi, Abby, Emma, Jaden. Everybody's screen's on. Here we go. If your guess for too low is under 25, 0 to 25, raise your hand. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 hands raised. Okay. If your guess is between 25 and 100, so 26, 27, all the way up to 100, raise your hand for too low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's a popular one. If your guess is between 100 and 200, raise your hand. That's mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 9. Okay. If your guess is over 200 for too low, raise your hand. Over 200. Nobody. Okay, here we go. Let's do the too high guess. If your guess is between 0 and 153, for your too high guess, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, your guess is 154 to 200. Raise your hand for too high. 154 to 200. I see 1, 2. Okay, I only see 2. If your guess is over 200, like 200 to 300, raise your hand for too high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, and if your guess is over 300 for too high, raise your hand. Am I alone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of us. Okay, here we go, guys. Now I want some who thinks they have a perfect guess. Right now, is it blocking your screen when I have the faces on here? Like, do you see your own faces?
no, we
Okay.
only see yours.
I can see mine.
But can you still see the parking lot?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, because right now I have you guys across the screen for me. Okay, who has some perfect guesses? Who thinks they
I
know
got it just
exactly
like
how
it.
many? Zong, what's your guess?
I think it's 115.
115. Alaya, what's your guess?
90.
90. Let's take 2 more guesses. Deckard, what's your guess?
For too low or too high?
No, this is perfect. What's your perfect guess for what you think it is?
108. Wait, no. 150.
Okay, write it down. Griffin, do you have a guess? Griffin, are you there? Do you have a guess? He's going to answer us. How about you, Adrian?
My perfect guess is 350.
Okay, I have to make a guess now. So here's what I want everybody to do. Take a marker and write your perfect guess down so that it's written down. You can't cheat and write it later.
Wait, let me get a marker.
Write it down. And then what I want to know is what information would help you solve this question? Does anybody have some information they'd like to have? Who has some information that they think would be helpful to solving this?
So they put the little black things above the parking spot. So if we could remove those black things.
It looks like a
You mean these? The
Yeah.
trees? So like how many parking spots do the trees block?
Not the trees. See how the black thing, you can actually see that the black thing is covering the actual parking spots. If you look at the top left book, so if we could remove those, we could see the full map.
Oh, okay, okay. So how many spots are blocked or covered? What else would be helpful to know? Anybody? Speak up because I can't see your hands raised. I see Raed's hand raised, Raina's hand raised. What else would be good information for us to solve this?
information for us to solve this? I think 140 for my guess.
Oh, okay. But what information would help us solve it accurately? What would we need to know to solve this accurately?
I think if they told us how many parking spots were in each line, it would help us.
Okay, so if we had some more information on how many in each line, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see, here's some information. The image is from Daily Overview. Here's a description of the site. There's a drone shot. This is a real parking lot. Act 2, what information would be useful to figure this out? Write down some questions you have in your head right now. The students need to figure out how long each arc is. Oh, so that's interesting. They're saying if we knew how long each arc of the parking lot was, that would really help us. A screenshot from Act 1 will be helpful. Which rows have spots on both sides of the line? In addition, the kids need to estimate how the sidewalk, trees, and other non-parking spots affect the total number of spaces. So I think you guys kind of did that, right? So let's take a look at this. Finally, the students need to know how wide each parking spot is. So they're saying that if you knew the distance from here to here and you knew how wide each parking spot was, you could do some division. Figure that out, guys. Why did Ms. Laws do a division one right now? And you could solve it. Oh, wait, here's some information. What is this information right here, do you think?
How big a parking spot is?
Yep, 11 feet wide. So we don't know how wide each arc is though, do we? Did they tell us? 39 degrees. Oh, interesting. They did tell us how wide each arc was. So some are 122, the little ones. The middle ones are 213, and the big ones are 240. So let's take a minute on your paper. Write down that the smaller arcs, so the ones that are at the front of it, are 122 feet long each. The middle-sized ones are 213 feet each. And the longest ones on the bottom are 240 feet each. Write down those three numbers. And we'll go back to this picture. Everybody get those three numbers written down? 122, 213, and 240. Now let's go back to this picture and look at it. So they're saying that this arc right here is 122 feet and that each parking space takes 11 of those feet. So let's just figure out for the short one, what do you think, how many parking spots are gonna fit in that 122-foot space? And you have it here and you have it here. I don't think these are quite as big because they've got some blocked. Did anybody figure out how many 11-foot parking spaces would fit there?
Yeah.
How many, Rod?
6.
6 times 11 equals what?
5.
6 times 11?
66. No.
66. But it's 100. It's 122
10 with the remainder of 2. It's 10 with the remainder of 2.
Ah. So if you had 10 in each of these spaces, does that change your guess? And then you go to the next size and they're saying these are 213 feet long and 11 feet in each. So how many are going to fit in there? Should be doing some division now, my friends. Ooh, I think that my estimate might be a little bit low. Huh. How many parking spots did anybody find in this middle section? I should see you working with paper and pencil and working and writing things down, guys. 40, 80, this is hard work. How many did anybody find in the middle section per piece? Anybody get that solved?
What is the number for the middle section?
213 feet. So we're finding that there's about 10 in each of these parking spots. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Wow.
About 23 or 24. Because 22 times 11, 20 times 11 equals 220. So around that.
So it'd be less than 20, right? Like maybe 19?
Oh, so it should be like
So
21.
and it
Like
looks
21.
like this side's a little bit bigger than this side, but like if there's 20 here, then this would be 40, right? And then 20, 40, and 20 and 40, that's a lot. Yeah, Deckard.
In the middle, on one of the middle ones, like
93 with the remainder.
I think there's 16 and counted in one space in the middle, like right.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the middle line is 93 with the remainder.
So here's what I'm going to give you a chance to do because I think I'm going to need to do it. You may readjust your answer if you need to, because we're finding it's a lot of parking spaces, isn't it?
Yes.
Now the only problem is down here. They said it's 240, which I only count 11, but it seems like that should be 21. So that's very interesting.
That's 14 parking spots if you count the ones under the trees. I actually did the math before, but then when you guys said 11, I was doing the 11 math. But my original thing was there's 14 parking spots right there.
Interesting.
Count the ones under the tree.
I'm kind of curious whether maybe we're interpreting their angles wrong in this. Maybe they meant the whole arc was 240 feet.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be, because that would really change it, wouldn't it? If it was the whole way. I wonder if that's what it is.
Way if you go back to there.
Well, are you guys ready for the solution? Yes? Okay, here we go. Let's do the solution because we could spend all day on this. It would be fun, but we do have other things to do. Here we go. Act 3. I gotta get back to the beginning. Here we go. The final solution.
Okay,
Boom.
let's do this.
Ooh, it's counting.
It shows us the things.
37, 30, 42, 45, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh, I think our guesses are going to be fairly close, you guys. Oh, we passed Deckard's. Oh, we passed Zong's.
Oh, so close.
I was just off by 5.
Well, I had my too low guess was 200, so I thought there were too many. But you were only off by 5. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I did 180.
Okay, so friends, these are called 3-act tasks. If you like doing that, Google 3-act task. I'll put it into the chat. And they have lots and lots of those great challenges, and you watch them. They're called 3-act tasks. You get to watch the video, and then you get to make a guess, and then you get to come up with some information and make another guess. And they're great for making your brain think. Really think. Nice work today. We are now, let's see.
Miss Laws, do we have to return this as well? Yes.
What are you showing me? I can't see what you're showing me. The bag of like art stuff?
Yeah.
You do not have to return that. Actually, it's helpful to me, you guys, if you turn on your screens now that I'm not sharing so that I can see you, because I can't see when you ask me questions otherwise. All right, great. So we are to our reading of The Phantom Tollbooth. Raise your hand if you read or if you watched me read the last chapter yesterday. Uh-oh, Alma forgot. Now you're going to be confused. Okay, the last chapter was called Discord and Din. It was a beautiful, silent, peaceful chapter.
Oh, no. It's gonna be silent or nice. I think something's bad's gonna happen.
Well, no, this was the last chapter. So who can give us a previously on for Discord and Din? And please make it extremely dramatic. Clara, go for it.
Previously on The Phantom Tollbooth, Milo met two new characters, Discord and his assistant Diane. They are playing with sounds and making all the horrible noises that you know in the world. Now Milo must leave as he goes searching for ingredients for his new noises to the Valley of Sounds.
Ah, but they did sort of make a hint about the Valley of Sound. So we've just gone through this horribly noisy area, and we're going to the Valley of Sounds. And these people who love horrible noises said it was going to be terrible in the Valley of Sounds. So do I have any predictions for what the Valley of Sounds will really be like?
It will be like full of beautiful, calming sounds.
I think the sounds will be like pretty.
Okay, ready? Here's the title that I wouldn't tell you.
What?
Oh, The Silent Valley. Here we go. All right, I'm going to stop my recording and then start